I'm Jessica. Today I was going to talk a little bit about relationships. I get this question a lot about how I make my relationship with my fiance work. We have a long distance relationship, and like when I say long distance, I mean long distance. Like he lives in Brazil, in another country in South America, where I am in the US, in Texas, in North America. So in order to see each other, it costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time to get there. So yeah, that's long distance. A few hours to drive somewhere. That's not that long distance to me. But anyway, I'm not downplaying that because some people, they still struggle with that too. But anyway, the whole point of me, doing this is, again, I've gotten a lot of questions from friends about, how we make it work. And I just really wanted to talk about one aspect of our relationship that I find probably the most critical, that has allowed us to be ourselves with each other, and not, I guess, just not make this work, but in order to I can't even say it, in order to make our relationship work. So, and what I'm talking about is control. Everybody wants to control something in their life, whether it be your diet, your lifestyle, or something else in your lifestyle, your sleeping habits, your pet. You always want to feel like you have a sense of control over something. And sometimes in relationships, that includes control over another person. I've seen the devastating effects of controlling relationships, not only in my personal experience, but also in others. And I can say that it's not the way to go. And I'm not a therapist or psychologist or anything like that, or a relationship specialist. This is just my personal perspective and point of view, and how I view relationships in general. I mean, this can be your friendship, your familiar relationships, your brothers and sisters, your parents, whatever it is. But usually when we think of relationships and control, we think of a romantic relationship. So the biggest thing that I experienced when I was younger was jealousy. How people, how I was jealous, how my partner was jealous in my relationship, and how much it affected the relationship itself, and not for the good. It was always a negative factor. So, when I was younger, I was very insecure with myself and who I was, and I didn't know what a real healthy relationship was supposed to look like. The examples that were presented to me were like Disney Channel and my mother's relationship, which was not very healthy. Even my dad's relationship with my stepmom, it was odd, always odd to me. But, to each their own. Anyway, one of the things that I found about myself over the years, I'm 32 years old, is I don't like to be controlled. I don't like control. I never have liked it. I want to be able to do what I want to do, and nobody can tell me differently. And that's probably how a lot of people feel. But sometimes when we get into these unhealthy relationships, people tend to try to control each other with respect to where you go, how you act, what you do, the people you hang out with, all those kinds of things. And that really begins with trust, respect, honesty, and communication with that other person. If you don't trust the other person, then you seriously have a problem with your relationship. You need to figure out why you don't trust them and address it. And if that problem is, say, they cheated on you before, maybe you don't need to be in that relationship if they are cheating on you. But if it's something, that you recognize in yourself, like with me, then maybe you just need to work on some personal characteristics that can improve your ability to trust other people. That could include going to therapy, counseling, or even just talking to your friends. Because sometimes working out those problems with your friends, it can help you see things that you don't. But my relationship now are the reason that we are able to make it work is that we allow each other freedom. We're in two completely different countries, and I have no control over what he does, and I have to be okay with that. The only thing I expect from him is a text, good morning, in the first thing in the morning. I want to hear from him, and before I go to bed. Those 2 moments in my day are the most important. When some people, if you're together, it's waking up next to that person. So to me, that's like the closest I get to that. Just hearing from him in the morning saying, good morning. That's it. Or have a good day at work. Like, that's all I need to, kind of like make me feel reassured. But when we first met, one of the things, the first conversation that we really had was about freedom. I told him, I don't want to be controlled, and I'm not going to control you. You are your own person. You have your own interests, and if you want to go party with your friends, go party with your friends. Have fun. I might not like to do that all the time. At that point in my life, I liked going out more, but now since I'm in a newer place, I don't have as many friends here, and so going out and partying is a little more difficult, especially when you're by yourself and you're a woman. You kind of have to be a little bit more conscious of those things. So anyhow, we started our relationship out by automatically allowing each other that freedom to be who we are as individuals. And of course we are a couple, but we are first and foremost ourselves. I identify myself as being with him now. I identify myself as being incomplete when I'm not with him. But I think that's just kind of what happens when you're in a relationship for so long, or someone that you truly care about, and you kind of decide things together. They become an extension of you, and that's I think that's natural. But with respect to whether I want to go to a bar, he might say, hey, that's dangerous, be careful, because I'm by myself. Then that's justifiable. But he can't say, no, don't go, unless there's a very specific reason for him saying that. But if he text messages me and he says that he wants to go out to the bar with his friends after work, go do it. Have fun, because we all need that. We all need to be with our friends and our family. Because some people, they might be okay with just being with their significant other, but I truly believe that, with the way our society is now, it's like people are either really controlling of one another, or they're so like individualistic that they don't even take into account the feelings of the other person. It's like very extreme. But anyway, but yeah, that's just really what I wanted to talk about was, give yourselves freedom. Give yourselves the freedom to be who you are as a person. And then, when you're with another person, you have to find that common ground with them, but you have to always keep in mind that you're not the boss. There is no I in a relationship anymore. It becomes we. Especially if you're going to get married. and you're going to have a child. My younger brother and his wife are a perfect example. They have a very healthy relationship. They make decisions together. They might struggle every now and then, like every normal couple, but they've been together for, I think, like 10 years. And they have, like I said, they have a child together, a new baby, but they make it work for them because they're communicating with each other. And that is the most important thing, communicating and letting that control go. Sometimes you have to be willing to appreciate and accept that the person, we're not all the same, and that person might do things a little bit different than you. And sometimes, unless it's like a violent way to do things, I'm saying like a healthy way. But we all have our own flaws and whatever it may be. But you just have to remember that you don't control that person and they do not control you. But you also have to work together on things, and you have to communicate to that person so that you prevent that unnecessary like jealousness and stuff from happening. Trust them to be them, to be who they are, and trust yourself. Be honest with each other. Don't lie. Honestly, just don't lie to the other person. That is a fundamental of morality, is lying. Not lying to a person. Even the half-truths, just don't even do it. Just be honest, unless you're like planning a surprise for that person. But just be honest and upfront with each other, and yeah, I think that I think you'll do good if you follow that, or it will help improve a relationship if you let go of that control a little bit and you just let each other be who they are. But anyway, so that's my my relationship tip for today. I don't know what this channel is going to be. This is my first time like doing anything on YouTube, but I just keep getting so many questions about it throughout the years, and I just thought I'd address it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for whatever might happen. I don't really care about the subscription stuff. This is really just for myself, so I hope you like it. Please leave comments in the comment bar below if you have advice that you want to share with other people, or something that makes things work for you, or something that you may disagree with me about. I just kind of want the comments to be like an open discussion. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.